All right, we're back with another edition of Hittin the Books, where we talk about the best bets for Sunday's Week 15 NFL action. Now, we're going to break down the best bets with New York Post sports betting analyst Erich Richter, who joins me now. Erich, how are you doing this busy football weekend?
I'm so excited. Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. You got Monday game too.
Yeah, a lot of action this weekend. Tons of stuff going on for the sports bettors out there. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the Giants. They are winners of 3 straight games behind quarterback Tommy DeVito. DeVito mania is spreading. The G-men, they're going to be in the Big Easy to battle the Saints. And they're 5.5-point underdogs on the road with an over-under for this game set at 39. What's your best bet for this matchup?
So I'll start with this. My model actually shows some value on the Saints minus 5.5. But just to be totally fair, there's no way that I'm ever laying 5.5 on the Saints against anybody in the NFL. Derek Carr is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. He's one of the low. He's in the bottom 10 in yards per attempt. He's just not anybody that you're willing to lay 5.5 on. My guy Tommy DeVito over there from Don Bosco, my alma mater. He's he runs the ball. He doesn't really turn the ball over. He's minus 129 to throw an interception because the Saints defense is quite good. I would actually lean towards the under of 39.5. My model's also showing some value on that one. The projected score is 23.9 to 13.6. So you're looking at about a total there about 37. So you get a little 2 points on the total there. So I'll go under 39.5 for the Giants Saints. There's no way that I'm laying 5.5. I don't even care if it's in New Orleans. There's no way I'm laying 5.5 on them.
No love to the Saints at all there, whatsoever. None whatsoever. All right. Under is the play there. Erich says under the 39.5. Check that out. Let's talk about the Jets. They are down in Miami to battle the AFC East leading Dolphins. And like the Giants, they're road underdogs, 9-point underdogs for Gang Green. Over under here is at 37. How are you betting Jets versus Dolphins in Week 15?
I'll jump right back in what my model says. My model says that the Dolphins are 11-point favorites, and I think that that's fair. I was on Zach Wilson last week on passing yards. I hit a player prop of plus 880 on his player prop. The Dolphins have a really good home field advantage, and that's pretty noteworthy here. In Denver, you talk about the high altitude. In Miami, you could talk about the temperatures, the humidity, the way that they have their field situated. I think that is definitely of concern. Tyreek Hill may or may not play. It didn't sound particularly positive, so I would lean towards steering back on a -9. Wait for the Tyreek Hill news. Tyreek Hill's out. You might even get it down to like a 7.5 area. Maybe buy a point down to 6.5 or something like that. The model's also showing value towards the over of 36.5. The total projected total is about 39 on my model. So I would lean towards the over. But this is a very efficient market. It's hard to kind of find value on a situation where you don't know if the best player is going to play or not. So, this is a wait and see approach until you get news on Tyreek Hill, and then you go from there.
All right, wait and see. Always want to do that before you place your bets. Got to get as much information as possible on the players. Sometimes you got to wait till right before kickoff. Game of the week on Sunday afternoon. It's got to be the 10-3 Cowboys visiting the 7-6 Bills. The Bills, they are favored by 2 points at home in this one. Are you rolling with the home team, or are you backing the boys on the road?
Boys just played a real big game against Philly and, kind of looked great. It's hard because, when you look at it, it's, they're 3.5-point favorites against the Eagles, and now they're 2.5-point dogs against the Bills. A little confusing. The Bills are one of the top teams in DVOA, as are the Cowboys. This is going to be a really fun game. I'm going to go over here, 49.5. I think that this is going to be an offensive shootout. The Bills defense, it's been injured, throughout the year. They bounced back a little bit, but, for me, I just think the Cowboys are susceptible to big plays, and I think that the Bills are kind of choke artists in the fourth quarter. So it's hard to swallow any points, even despite how much the Bills need this game, and boy, do they need it in order to get in. It's just hard to swallow those points when you're when you're even at home. It's hard to swallow those points against a team like Dallas. So over 49.5. Model shows a little bit of value there as well. So that's where I'm headed on Cowboys Bills. It's gonna be a fun game though. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. I like the over there too, and it'll be interesting because whoever loses this game, if Dallas loses this game, everybody's going to say, oh, it's a fluke against Philly. If the Bills lose, they really weren't that good. They're in trouble. They do need this game, like you said. We will see how it all plays out. Interesting Week 15 on Sunday in the NFL. Erich Richter, as usual, has you covered with the sports betting analysis. Erich, enjoy the games. We'll talk soon.
Thanks. I appreciate you, man.